Let me ask y'all a simple question. Why have you not read the Yu-Gi-Oh manga? If your answer included 3 words along the lines of children's card game, I oughta slap you, bro. All the real ones know that Yu-Gi-Oh is not for kids at all. Yu-Gi-Oh is definitely one of the most brutal series you could ever read. And look, it all boils down to just one single word: censorship. Yu-Gi-Oh might just be the most heavily censored franchise in the entire world. So you already know your boy Cam is here to explain exactly how dark this manga actually is. I am not playing when I say that Yu-Gi-Oh is literally just Saw mixed with Yu Yu Hakusho. The penalty games are the anime equivalent of a jigsaw trap, because literally in the first 3 chapters of the Yu-Gi-Oh Duelist manga, someone is already getting their soul taken, and the unfortunate victim is Yugi's poor grandpa. This man's soul got trapped in a camera because his grandson lost a duel to a VHS recording. I know for sure he was sitting in that camera looking like 50 Cent, wondering why everybody was on his head. First, this man's Blue Eyes White Dragon gets taken by Kaiba and ripped up right in front of his face, and now he's getting punished for absolutely no reason. This man wasn't even dueling. But don't worry, my boy Yugi spun the block for his grandpa, you already know.
Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this, Yugi.
Mods, crush his skull.
Exodia! It's not possible!
Get that ass there, motherfucker!
And even on the main Duelist Kingdom Island, nobody is safe. If the penalty games are the anime equivalent of a jigsaw trap, then Yugi is the anime version of Jigsaw, because he was throwing out these punishments like they were candy. Victim number 1, Panic, the player killer. He mind crushed Panic and made him think that he was going to hang himself, all because he beat Mai in a duel. And don't even get me started on how Yugi treated the ventriloquist. Even Kaiba was out here getting in on the action. Before he even got to the Duelist Kingdom Island, he literally killed 2 spy bodyguards by kicking them off of his helicopter and into the ocean. And as soon as Kaiba got to the island, he pressed the cold metal of a gun to this poor man's head and said, "I will show you how to fire this gun right now." Wait, hold up. A gun in Yu-Gi-Oh? Nah, that's gotta be a mistake. And how could I not mention the scene when Senor Petty Seto Kaiba almost offed himself because Yugi was about to beat him in a duel? But I can't even lie, if I went through the trouble of summoning a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and I was about to lose, I would do the same thing. It's just like what Cardi said. This scene was so profound that even the 4Kids dub couldn't cut it out or change it completely. And there are so many instances of this happening where the scene in question is so dark that the only way to censor it would be to completely cut out the entire moment. Like the scenes where Bandit Keith and Maximilian Pegasus die. Look, we all know Bandit Keith deserved his death. As soon as you see this man and you see that American flag bandana on his head, we already know what you are, buddy. Plus, this man literally cheated in a duel and still lost to my GOAT Joey. Keith, you are the definition of FREE. But Pegasus didn't get off easy either, because the one single time Bakura decided to act like a demon, Pegasus had to be the one to catch the strays. Bro got his eye ripped out and everything. What a terrible way to go out. And guess what? The anime made this scene completely corny.
What the hell?
Before we get to the chaos of Battle City, let's lighten up the mood a little bit. I gotta say that after rereading Yu-Gi-Oh for this video, I can safely say that 90% of the duelists in this manga are actual gambling addicts. Almost every single duel involves some type of gamble. It's actually insane. And let me also mention the fact that every duel before Battle City just completely ignores every single rule of Duel Monsters ever created. And we're really out here cheating in Duel Monsters like Meek Mill playing chess, just ignoring all rules. Kaiba literally spamming Blue Eyes onto the field, Karibo and Multiply somehow negating attacks without being an actual spell card, Time Wizard aging monsters equals an instant duel win, barrel dragon getting to attack up to 3 times in the same turn, harpy ladies using pheromones to seduce male monsters into attacking. It's so cheesy, but it makes all of the early duels actually kind of interesting because characters were literally just making stuff up as the duels went on. It's like they were all playing action figures like they were children. Now look, to be completely honest with y'all, I can make an entire video just talking about the Battle City arc. In my humble opinion, I think it is a top 3 tournament arc and a top 5 shonen arc in general. It is without a doubt the peak of Yu-Gi-Oh! And some of the best shonen storytelling. And if I were to sum up the Battle City arc in one image, this is what I would show you. You already know it's demon time. Merrick was an absolute monster this entire arc. He is the character that single-handedly defines the darkness of Yu-Gi-Oh! Every time you see Merrick come on screen and you hear that Egyptian gods theme start playing, you know that kill counter is about to skyrocket. Merrick had goons at the ready to give their lives for this man, and you had to be a different type of crazy to serve Merrick, because willingly agreeing to lock yourself in a duel where the loser gets their legs sawed off is nasty work. Majin Merrick was out here mentally violating Mai for fun by trapping her in an hourglass full of insects in the manga, and in the anime it's arguably even worse because she also gets trapped in an hourglass, but as it fills up she slowly starts losing the memories of every single one of her friends. And let's not forget that this man burned Joey alive with an Egyptian god. It is one of the most brutal scenes in the entire series. You could absolutely tell that Merrick was enjoying the suffering he was causing, because each and every single time he is shown as the arc progresses, his appearance becomes more deformed and more devilish than before. Merrick's alter ego was becoming so evil that the real Merrick had to team up with Yami Bakura of all people to try and defeat him. And speaking of my man Bakura, this man was so tough they had to censor him in the dub for literally eating a steak. And he was putting up numbers in this arc too. He literally stole this poor bot Bones' entire soul just because he beat him in a duel. Like, it's already bad enough that this bot already looked like he had no soul in the first place, but for Bakura to actually take his life force away from him because he unfortunately entered Bakura's presence is actually insane. And my guy was really out here playing the Ouija board with Yugi's life. Destiny board was so fire they had to censor the word death to the word final in the anime, because remember, death doesn't exist in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dub world. You telling me you can censor a word and Bakura eating a steak and not this creepy dark sanctuary background? Bakura also has one of the creepiest classic monsters in Dark Necrofear. Dark Necrofear! And let's not forget the fact that Yami, Bakura, and Merrick went head to head in one of the greatest duels in the entire franchise. It's one of the best villain versus villain moments I've seen in any anime or manga. Their duel showed you how much the villains would go to the extreme just to win. And Bakura's last words before he exits the stage of Battle City are absolutely chilling.
今回は俺の負けにしといてやる。
聞いたセリフだな。
だが覚えとけ。俺は必ず蘇り、貴様を殺す。俺はもともと闇そのものなんだからよ。
Now, there are so many moments in the anime that were completely changed or censored that I wouldn't be able to talk about them in full for this video. And I think you guys probably get the point by now, that this children's card game ain't no joke. And speaking of cards, the last thing I wanted to talk about was the sheer amount of cards that have been censored in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. If you go to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikipedia page, there is a giant list of cards that were either changed or censored. Obviously, one of the main reasons why certain cards get censored is because of how they look. Every single Dark Magician Girl card that has been released has been changed or altered in some way. The same goes for Harpy Lady. But besides looking too sexy, there are so many other reasons why certain cards have been censored. Any card that has anything resembling blood, death, pentagrams, guillotines, etc. have all been changed in one way or another. Over the years, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and monsters have gotten a lot more lighthearted looking, but if you take a look at most of the original cards designed by Takahashi, most of them are really creepy and eerie, and it's no surprise that they were changed too. There's also just some straight up goofy reasons for cards being changed. There's literally a card that got censored just for having a fat guy show some skin. And let's be honest, censorship in any kind of way just straight up sucks. But without all the censorship, we wouldn't have the legendary 4Kids dub and the Shadow Realm, so I guess it's not without its merit.
I will never dishonor myself or my friends by using drugs. That's playing a game I can't win. Honor, my anti-drug.
That's pretty much all I had to say about this topic, so if you enjoyed the video or maybe you've never seen Yu-Gi-Oh! And you learned something new, please support the channel. It is much appreciated. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. I think it's appropriate that my final words in this video be a huge thank you to Kazuki Takahashi himself for creating this wonderful masterpiece of an anime series. May you rest in peace, you absolute legend. Thank you so much.